Na mwendelea kupokea taarifa za Kate leo weekendi. Mimi ni Mwanaisha Chizuga. Serikali ya Marekani imesaini mikataba ya ushirikiano kwenye maswala mbalimbali kati yake na serikali ya Kenya. Kwenye kikao cha wanahabari katika ikulu ya Nairobi, rais wa Marekani Barck Obama na rais Uhuru Kenyatta wametangaza mikataba hiyo. Aidha, miongoni mwa maswala yatakayofadhiliwa na Marekani ni kuimarisha sekta za usalama, biashara, kawi na sekta nyingine zitakazopalilia ushirikiano kati ya Marekani na Kenya.
Please be seated. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by saying that we have had an excellent afternoon where we've had very frank and indeed very fruitful discussions with President Obama on a variety of issues of mutual interest, both to Kenya and the United States. This follows the signing of agreements covering areas of mutual interest such as security, visa reciprocity, and the development cooperation, amongst other things. Our discussions affirmed that Kenya and the United States share deep values in many areas of critical interest, and naturally, therefore, our peoples and governments speak the same language on many issues. Kenya is an open, democratic society underpinned by our embrace of democracy. We are deepening that democracy while fighting global terrorists who seek to destroy our way of life. Left undefeated, they will redraw the international system and make room for violent extremism and tyranny. We agreed together that we can build a future in which our people of all faiths, cultures, live peacefully together, with the rights of individuals and minorities protected, and those in power held to account by strong and inclusive institutions. I also expressed to President Obama that without building shared prosperity, our vision of a secure Africa, and indeed a stable world, will remain a fragile dream. It is for this reason that Kenya, an increasingly dynamic country, is continuously opening new trade and investment frontiers across the world. I conveyed the hope that during his tenure in office, the United States would look to develop a strong strategic partnership with Africa, built on shared values and interests. I also expressed the hope that his visit would allow him and the people of the United States to gain an even deeper insight on Africa's challenges, and this will enable them to see these challenges as an expression of great opportunities that are available here. The United States is a country of entrepreneurs with a unique capacity to build transformative businesses, and I hope that these entrepreneurs and investors will recognize and act on the immense opportunities Kenya and Africa present. And in this regard, I also express my appreciation of his leadership in shepherding the renewal of AGOA. Beyond shared values, we are brothers and sisters, fellow travelers in the struggle for a better world for all. And we therefore need to upscale our partnerships in agriculture, infrastructure, and affordable energy. I also express my own commitment to ensuring that on our part we will continue to take the steps that provide the proper conditions for a vibrant ecosystem for investors and entrepreneurs. We agreed to continue to engage one another so that we can strengthen what is already a robust relationship. And indeed, I look forward to hosting President Obama later this evening, and indeed also seeing him at the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in September. President Obama, once again, on my own behalf, on behalf of my government and the people of Kenya, let me thank you for your support, as evidenced by the various agreements signed between our two governments, and indeed your willingness to engage Kenya in the true spirit of partnership. It's now my pleasure to introduce the President to make some brief remarks as well. Thank you.
Habari, President Kenyatta, let me just reiterate what I said at the summit earlier to you and the people of Kenya. Thank you for the extraordinary welcome that you've given me and for the same kindness that you've shown me since my first visit to Kenya nearly 30 years ago. I'm proud to return as the first U.S. President to ever visit Kenya while still in office. I need to give a special acknowledgement to everybody in Alego and Kogelo and Kisumu. I'm well aware, however, that the enthusiasm that we're seeing today from my visit is a reflection of something bigger, and that's the desire among the Kenyan people for a deeper partnership with America, and that's why I'm here. My work with President Kenyatta today has been rooted in our shared recognition that the interests of both our nations and the lives of both our peoples can be advanced if our countries deepen and expand our cooperation, and that's what we've agreed to today. First, I want to salute the Kenyan people for their hard-won progress in strengthening their democracy. Millions voted for the new constitution, one of the most progressive in Africa, with its strong protections for freedom of expression, assembly, and the press, and its emphasis on equality and against discrimination. The election 2 years ago was competitive and largely peaceful. Kenya has a determined, active, feisty press, as we see here today. And as I've said elsewhere, a free press helps make a nation stronger and more successful. And it makes us, leaders, more effective because it demands greater accountability.